Hey, howdy everybody. We got a Tundra request today. He has requested this album, Drift by ERRA. And I think he's just curious to see if I would like old ERRA better. And I'm very curious as well, because I actually liked their new song, Echo Sonata. New as of the day that I'm making this video, which is July 19th. If you're watching this on YouTube, the highlights video, it's probably going to be a little bit after that, maybe into August, by the time this actually comes out on YouTube for the rest of people. But anyway, I'm excited to check this out. Now, some people have these preconceived notions about how I listen to music. I do not go into albums wanting to hate them and then letting that wanting to hate-ness affect my, perception of the album. When I listened to Augment by ERRA, which is another album of theirs that I wasn't too big on, I had already listened to Self-Titled and already really didn't like that. And then I listened to Augment and I was like, oh, maybe I'll like this. And I kind of didn't. And then I went into Cure and I was like, oh, I don't know, this will probably be more of the same. And Cure was actually the best out of the three. So I'm willing to have my mind changed. I'm willing to be proven wrong when I come into an album like this with a band that maybe I don't like or I've had some bad experiences with in the past. I'm willing to come in and hopefully have my mind changed. Another thing that happened with, and I think I mentioned this, or maybe I didn't mention this. Maybe I just mentioned this in a YouTube comment, but I heard Kardashev, Liminal Right, and The Almanac, and I didn't really like those. And then I went into Alunea and I was like, this is probably just gonna be more of the same. And Alunea is one of my favorite albums of this year. It's actually really good. It surprised me. Caught me off guard. So honestly, it doesn't matter what kind of perception I have coming into an album, because when I listen to it, I either like it or I don't. And so it doesn't matter what I think beforehand, because my opinion can change. Similarly, on the opposite end, with bands that I really like Caligula's Horse, I've listened to In Contact, didn't really like In Contact. So I've been disappointed by bands that I like. I've been surprised by bands that I don't like. But a lot of the time, I'd say the majority of the time, when I go into a band that I either like or don't like, and I listen to something, I kind of get what I expect. The majority of the time. That's kind of mostly what my experience has been, at least. So coming into this, I'm really hoping I like it. Mainly because the album art is so cool. Like these little like blue jellyfish, blue, green, teal, aqua thing. Like it looks so cool. I hope I like this just because the art is so sick. It reminds me of some pictures of It reminds me of some pictures of jellyfish that I took on my vacation to Branson, Missouri a few weeks ago. About a month and a half ago now, because there were some jellyfish there at the Bass Pro Shops national headquarters in Springfield, Missouri. If you're ever around there, go check that out. Really cool place. But there's like a massive museum there. I think we spent 3-4 hours. Museum, aquarium, and all that stuff. It's crazy. And at the aquarium, they've got these really cool jellyfish tanks, and it looks sick. Like I don't know if they've got it under black lights or what, but like it's like the water's very blue and the jellyfish stand out. And like I took a bunch of pictures, and I'll throw some of them up now, but they're just straight up like normal pictures that I took, didn't edit them or anything, and they look amazing somehow. Like I don't know, they made these jellyfish look so photogenic. They just threw them in a tank with cool lights. But that's kind of what this reminds me of. So I'm excited to actually listen to the music and see what my opinion on this is. Going in, hoping that my mind has changed, cautiously optimistic. Let's check it out. Track 1, Luminesce. One thing, sorry, I should say, already, I'm not going to say anything, but one thing that I'm hoping for with this album is that they do not do that too much, or that is not the forefront, because that's the main thing I hate about ERRA is the like that. That's the main thing that I don't like about them. I hope they don't do that too much, or at least if they do that, please do it less and more in the background, and like have the vocals be good. Like give me some good vocal melodies, because that is the worst part about ERRA is that like it's never been good. I've never liked it in any of their songs. Vocal cadencing is a bit weird, but I've come to expect that with ERRA. Not bad so far. The beat in the background I could do away with. Doesn't add much of anything. Oh, change it up from the first time? Cool. It's beginning to get on my nerves a bit. The beat is like, can you stop? It just keeps going. Oh, it stopped. The song got 10 times better already. Oh my goodness, we have an actual melody in the guitar. This is great. Listen to that. Cool. All right. Not a bad first track. The beat kind of got on my nerves a little bit, but the rest of it is kind of cool. I like the go back like we never loved, go back like we never loved. I like that part. Like that's a fun melody part. That was the most interesting part of the song, I think. That and when the guitar stopped playing the Beatles and did like an actual little melody for 5 seconds. 6 out of 10 first track. I should say I have heard Skyline off of this, by the way. I did that in like my very first ERRA video I ever made. Back when I didn't know what awaited me with this band. What is that? Okay, sorry. I gotta pause because I want to talk about this. Also, what's the clean vocalist's name? Who does the clean vocals? Oh, Jesse Cash does the clean vocals? Okay. All right. I knew he did guitar. Wikipedia. It's Bright. The main thing with the melodies, at least from what I heard on like their self-titled and Augment and this so far, the main thing that kind of throws me off a little bit is that they hang around like the same couple notes for like every chorus. And like here in this, and then later on the chorus, you'll notice he'll go to the fifth. He'll like go up there. So it starts off like here, whereas there it is. And it plays around with like the 1 and the 5 a lot, and then sometimes it'll go to the 3, and it'll hang around those 3 tones. So just like this, the standard like 1 progression thing. I'm gonna go back to this song. Don't worry, I'll finish it off, whatever. But there it is. So this is a better chorus than the next song, I think. It's like, he went up to the 5th again. So let's see if that's a common theme throughout this album, where he'll start the chorus always around the 1, and maybe like a little down to this. 3, 2, 1, 1, 5. But that's kind of a very common thing with ERRA choruses. And that's also what throws me off a bit. And that's what I liked a lot about their new song, is their new song didn't do that. And it had some very interesting things happening with the chorus. That was the same song. See, I couldn't even tell. That was no, stop. No. That was the same song. That's so stupid. See, couldn't even tell. See, this pre-chorus part, this one I thought was a better song. See, you're all laughing at me now. Couldn't even tell. We went to the 5th. Yeah, this is the one that I thought was better, because it starts. It's got a little more variety than the next song, but that's kind of like the ERRA chorus thing from the stuff that I've noticed. Back to this one. I really don't like that sound. They've done it in other songs too. I don't know what it is. It's like nails on a chalkboard to me. My ears hate that. Stop! it physically hurts. Oh, sorry. It actually gives me the heebie-jeebies. I really don't like that sound. I don't know what it is about it, but it's like, oh man. Okay. So let's take a second and let's compare this to their new song. I'm not gonna get too into it, but let's talk a little bit about what makes Echo Sonata such like a good ERRA chorus. Same key, by the way, same key. First of all, the verse is already better because of this beautiful sung verse here. Where is it? Yeah, this part. The focus here is the 7th, not the 1 or the 3 or the 5. I think he does go to the 5 later on, but the focus here is the 7th, and you have, and the chorus around it, or the chord around it, is this E major chord. And we're hitting a lot of notes that are not part of the chord. Whereas like with those other songs on Drift, it's kind of hitting notes that fit in too nicely with the chord and it feels too safe. But that part, like that part especially, that's what makes Echo Sonata like a pretty good song. And then it goes down. Like, it's interesting. It's some different stuff. It's cool. And then we go. He goes. And again, it's playing around with some of those tones that aren't part of just this chord. Because here's your chord, and it does stuff that's different from the chords, from what's going on. I want to compare this to what I think is one of the best choruses ever written, which is The Bear from Fox and the Bird. So I'm going to pull this up for a second. I'm going to pull this up. I'm pulling up some random stuff. But when we have like this part, like it starts off the song by building this sick riff. Whatever. Okay, so if we go to the chorus here, listen to the chorus for a second, and then I'll talk about this, because this is a great example of how to write a great chorus that moves around a lot and works with the chords, and it's so beautiful. Like, just listen. If you've heard it before, just enjoy it. It's great. Oh, so good. Anyway, so here's what we're doing here. Here's what Casey does during this part. So the chord that we have here is a little D flat major chord. She starts on the 3rd of the chord, then she jumps up to here, spirits please, and she sings this, which turns the chord into a 7th. So we get a little. I can't get over it. It's playing around a lot with stuff that's like, it has a little bit of 7ths and a little bit of 9th and stuff in there, and some things that like don't fit in with the chord, but actually a lot of this melody is part of the chord that fits in so well with the chord. But the interesting part about it is like writing a melody like this that actually fits in with the chords, but you're moving it around, you're constantly jumping around. Like there's this massive jump here. it moves sometimes by step, sometimes by skip, sometimes it's jumping around, and the chords underneath it are pretty good too. And that helps a lot with it, with melodic stuff. But like a melody like that, that's a great melody. And a little bit of what makes ERRA a little bit kind of like fall off just slightly for me when it comes to the choruses is like that in combination with the chords, because just some of the chords that they use, like if we're doing like they can be a little bit like 1-7-6. It can be a little bit like that, a little too much. And I also wish they'd do a little bit more variety there. I wish they'd write more stuff in major, because a lot of what they do is in minor. That's, I think, what makes Past Life Persona so good, and what like completely shocked me when I heard that song on the album, because that song is in major, and it sounds like a happy, fun, almost pop song. And it was such a wild departure from everything else that it kind of blew me away with how good it was. That's what I want. I want a little bit more movement, a little bit more up and down motion in the choruses, and a little bit more chord movement as well. So not just like the same things. A little bit more movement there. But pull out some weird chords. Do something. We'll see. But we're only 2 songs in. Let's keep going. I have not gone back to this song after hearing it for the first time. This is a good chord progression so far. I really like that. Okay, we're doing the thing from Echo Sonata that I really liked, that I mentioned. Take a melody, repeat it a little bit, so we have that. Oh, change the ending the second time, but then the chords change underneath it, and it sounds really, really cool. So you have like, just a little something different. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up. That's what I'd like to hear. That's a basic little melody there I made, but it'd be cool. Something a little different, moves around a little bit more. Let's see. This is good so far. I like this song. Shape and growing skin. Woo! Layer and layer is peeled away. This is great. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This song is really good. Worn down faces in colorful barren places. That's a great melody. This is amazing. Oh. This is very Echo Sonata in its structure as well. Ooh, yes. Don't go right into a chorus. Give like a little instrumental part with some... Are those high vocals, or is that like a synth sound? I can't tell what that is in the background, but I love it. A little fifth focused, that's fine. 5, 6, 9. Ooh, 7. Just a little bit. I don't care. That's still a good song. Did you hear that? Ooh, he went to the 5. Sorry. And I'm exaggerating. Because actually what he's doing here is really good. I'm being annoying just for the fun of it. I did not hit that A flat. My finger, I mean my finger landed on it, but I didn't mean to hit it. Like that. Bum bum bum. Doing that little fifth jump there. From like the 7 to the 3. That, I love fifth jumps, by the way. Love it. Gorgeous, beautiful. But that part, it makes the chord into a 9. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Ooh, this is really good. This is a good song. Like that? That's not a bad guitar part. It's nicely melodic. That was a good song. That was the best song on the album, by the way. I don't remember how that song went, so it was good to hear it again. And good to know that I wasn't crazy when I made that video and I said that Skyline and Breach were good songs. I forgot what the other one I listened to was. But Skyline, good song. Breach, I actually went back to and listened after Gore of Being came out, just to confirm that I wasn't crazy. And it is, in fact, a good song. I do like Breach. And I forgot the third one. I'm not going to look it up. It doesn't matter. Not a terrible album so far. I sometimes wish the guitar would chill a little bit. Or the last song had the same 3 chords the whole time. I would like a little bit more, but, you know, it's metalcore. Can't ask for too much here. I'm not going to stop again and, like, really talk about stuff unless it's like, really good and worth talking about. Just going to kind of keep going. Because I just be making the same points. I wish Jesse would sing lower. Or, like, pull off some falsetto or something. There we go, sing lower. Oh, okay, alright, 2 seconds. Ooh, something different. Oh, no, we're back to this one. It stays too much in little melodic pockets like there, and it drags them out too much, and then there's that... Not as good as Skyline. If I had to rank them so far, Skyline's the best. Then I would say Luminesce, then Hourglass, then Irreversible. That's my ranking of the song so far. I don't know if I can rank all these. Or like get a definitive order for all these, but we'll see. Let's keep going. Oh my goodness. There's so much happening in the guitars. This is fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's like they play notes just to play notes a lot of the time. Like this part. It's like it's suffocating me. I'm being suffocated by the guitar. Whoa, it's going off the rails, my guy. Get the words right. Copyright, I guess. They're trying to avoid being sued by Ozzy. Oh, I love parts like this. When that guitar just chills. A little bit repetitive in the melody, but that's fine. He's singing lower. The guitars have chilled. We're having a good time. Is that too much to ask? I don't know. Throw a random chord in there. Sorry, let's keep going. I'm judging this for what it's not instead of what it is. I mean, what it is a little boring. It's not terrible. I don't hate this. I'm just left wanting more with nearly every song. Except Skyline was a pretty good song. Skyline's one of the best ERRA songs. For me, it's Skyline, Past Life Persona, and Echo Sonata. I think are my top 3. I don't know where I'd rank them in what order, but those are the best ERRA songs. Oh, and Breach. I forgot about Breach. Breach is a good song too. Also, a guitar solo feels a little less special when that's how the guitar sounds the entire time. Just putting that out there. Now, if your goal is to write, I don't know. I'm not gonna. No, just keep going. I like the 4-1 they're doing here. Okay, fade out. That outro was good. I liked that. Another thing, though, it's still doing that 176, like I called it in Echo Sonata, baby's first emotional chord progression. But you see my point, like it's using those same 3 chords, and I don't really like it. Doesn't quite hit for me, those chords. Now there's some good melodic stuff in there, and I liked the few chord switch up changes that there were, especially towards the end in that outro bit. I'd kind of rank that above Irreversible. So like Skyline, what did I say? Skyline, Luminesce, Hourglass, Orchid, Irreversible. That's how I'd rank those songs. Let's see where Drift fits in. Title track. Woohoo! That's not what's happening, but... Odds that he's gonna go... He's gonna jump to the 5th. Let's find out. The next second. No. I can't, dude. This is so funny. Oh, Jesse, my man, pick a different melody. Every single song. I can't even hate on it. He's got his formula and he does it. Whatever. Whatever, man. That's hilarious. That's the funniest thing. Oh my goodness. Wow. They're pulling some Picardy thirding in this song, which if you don't know is in a minor key when you like it's done a lot with the one chord. You move that third out to make the one major in a minor key. Ah, major. Makes it interesting. It's something that Seven Dust does a lot with their music. Love Seven Dust. There's some different chord stuff going on here. This is kind of cool. Ooh. Bring some bass in. Nice. Probably the first time I've ever noticed the bass in an ERRA song. I don't know. This might be the second best album, or second best song on the album, behind Skyline. This section is great. I love this. Yeah, this goes kind of hard. This is a nice little, like, breakdown section here at the end. This is cool. Are we gonna fade out? Yes. Okay. Okay, whatever. I don't care. I'm not big on fade outs, but, like, whatever. Cool. I'd rank that as number 2 behind Skyline. It's a decent song, too. A little melodically boring, but the chords and the other stuff and the instrumentals are way more interesting in that one. Just gonna bring it up. Another 176. Raw. This part's really good, actually, genuinely. When I only feel safe inside. Should have brought that down. That would have worked better down the octave. Don't go up. Don't go up. This would hit so much harder if it was when I only feel safe inside. Keep it soft, keep it falsetto. When I only feel safe inside. Like that would be amazing. Don't bring it up. You don't always have to bring it up. Keep it down. Keep it soft. In fact, turn this into a piano ballad, actually. Just get rid of the guitars entirely. If we took out those, this song could be number 1. This is better than Drift. This is the new number 2. Those low vocals are great. Yeah, this is the new number 2. That was a great song. It felt a little bit short to me. I don't know if I'm just crazy or what, but it is just over 3 minutes. But it felt like they could have gone on more. It felt they could have like had like a really slow section, like drop out the guitar or drop out the drums for a bit, and then let some of the guitars just like chord fill the atmosphere. Chord, some soft vocals, some soft vocals, and then start building it a little bit, and then kind of bring to like, bam, then that point, after that slower section, then they could build it up and then have like a point where Jesse starts singing those high stuff and takes that melody up. That would hit. That would be great for like a higher melody part. But I wanted that melody lower. Keep that melody low for the entire first half of the album. Have like a slow section, build it, and then instead of turning it into like a breakdown or whatever, it didn't. I'm not saying it did. But instead of doing like a breakdown with a build up, turn the build up into like a big, like that kind of section, and then you sing the chorus up high. Then you take that melody up. That would be awesome. Also, just because I kind of want to mention it, just because I've noticed this throughout this whole album so far. I haven't said anything about it, but my favorite parts of ERRA songs are never when the scream vocals are happening. And I don't think that's any slight to, I think it's J2 who does the vocals. I don't think it's any slight to him. It's not his vocals that bother me, that like make me not like those parts, but it's just the lack of any cohesive melodic stuff happening, because the guitars are going too crazy to be anything memorable, and the drums are drums. The bass you can't even really hear, but it's like not having that vocal part, not having a vocal melody, just kind of makes everything all muddy together, and it's pretty forgettable. But then the best parts of ERRA songs are always when the melodies come in. especially with the lower vocal melodies in that last song. Close my eyes. That's a good melody. I'm running out of water. We get it, guitars. We get it. Come on. Bass! The second time in the album? Now, okay, sorry. But I have to, like, when I say something like, you can't even hear the bass, I'm not saying you can't hear the bass. I'm saying the bass doesn't have an identity of its own. The bass is kind of just mirroring the rhythm guitar and just playing those rhythms, just playing like the root of the chord just on those rhythms, just doing that. And it's not interesting. It doesn't come through the mix or anything like that. I'm going to pull this up because I've been obsessed with this album. This album is great, by the way. But something about this album is, like, in every single song, the bass has such its own identity. I'm pretty sure the bassist is like the main songwriter, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But the bass has such a crazy, like, identity for all of this. Here, let me find a section here where I'm just going to cut to where I find a good section to showcase this. Okay, here we go. Dance With Me is a better example. Listen to this part. This song's so good, by the way. But like listen to the bass. You hear it like a little bit in the beginning. Bow, bow. It's doing some accents. Then listen to it for this part. You can clearly hear it's doing so much cool stuff in the background. Boom, boom, boom. Pulling out my sleeve. Okay, anyway, but you get the idea where you hear like the boom, boom, but like you hear the bass has its own identity. It's doing a lot. It's kind of going crazy. It's doing what the guitars here do in ERRA, but good. And it's like it's doing that in the background, and it's keeping that as like the foundation for this, where the guitars are always like tickling your ears and here in ERRA, and I don't like it. But in Dance With Me, you get the effect of like you hear the bass, and it's creating this really cool background part that you don't even really notice. It doesn't really register on a first listen. Like when I first listened to that, like I could hear the bass was cool, but like on subsequent listens, that's when I really started to take it in, and I really started to be like, oh man, this bass is like, yo, let me just like listen to the bass here for a second and kind of like take out those different parts and like listen to just what the bass is for a minute and kind of ignore the other stuff. And like you hear things like that in an album like this, which, by the way, please go listen to No Spun Opus. Amazing album. It's my latest obsession. But anyway, you hear stuff like that, and it's got so much identity. It's so interesting. It's just got a lot of cool things going on. And then you compare that to something with ERRA, where the bass is just playing the bottom note on the rhythm. And I don't know, I can't help but be like, man, I wish it was doing more. I wish it was a little bit more interesting. For a lot of metalcore bands, the bass is like something that is there because it has to be there because they have to have a bassist, I guess, so they can play some low notes, but it's not really a part that is highly looked at, I guess you could say, or like something that people are going to point out as being like a highlight. Again, that's a good melody. Little octave jump. Close my eyes. This kind of stuff is cool, but it's like, I like the little harmony. I like the left and right harmony in the guitars. I think the effect is lessened, though, when the guitars are just doing that for basically the whole album, and it gets a little bit grating. I'm just playing the complete wrong chord, sorry. Call me crazy, I think it's a little weird if you predominantly use the same chord progression for the entire album. Ah, sorry. I was hoping I heard that and I was like, I was hoping it was gonna go like a something like that, like a C to an F. Like that'd be cool. Throwing a 1 to a 4. I liked when they did the 1 to 4 in one of the other songs in that outro. I think it was it Drift? Was it the outro of Drift? Whatever, I mentioned it. You guys know what song I'm talking about. It has those C and the F chords in there, but it's focusing on the A. Like, it brings the A in first. I want just C to F. Just cut. Don't do anything in between. Just C, F. Then complicate a little bit as you go. You can kind of expand on that. Another man's daughter. Oh! And let's walk down a dead road as our last breaths begin to falter. I think that's what it was. I don't know. I have short-term memory loss or something. Our last breaths begin to falter. Great melodies. Also, I'm predicting at some point we're gonna have a. Just wait till it goes the. Just wait. It's coming. Just wait. He has to do it. He has to do it in every song. He can't help himself. Oh, he touched it. He touched that 5. I'm impressed. That's the most restraint I've ever heard from this guy and his melodies. It was just a barely like 5, 4, 3, and then it went down. He still hit it, but it wasn't like a. You can't hear what I'm saying because my mic is stupid. Anyway, it wasn't like bam, and it didn't focus on that. I'm surprised and impressed. This is melodically pretty good. There's what, 2 songs? Oh no, this is the last one. Okay. All right. We made it. Last song. No. He's sitting that 5th again. He can't help it. Chill, bro. Best part of the album automatically right here. We got some synth strings. Let's go. Automatically better. Ooh. That was pretty cool. Now, it was still... It was still that 176 that they did in, I think, every song. All right, that was ERRA Drift. That was Drift. I think I said most of what I wanted to say, just in general, throughout the album. I think, oh my goodness, I've been filming for an hour and a half. That's literally twice the length of the album. That's insane. Overall, didn't hate it. Definitely way better than their self-titled. I think it's also better than Augment as well. Don't think it's better than Cure, so I'd put this as my second favorite ERRA album, which isn't saying much anyway, but it had some good moments. It had some good parts, it had some good melodies. I think if I really wish I had the stems to these songs, because I would just literally mute all of the guitar that goes, and I think this album would actually be really good if I could do that. If I could see this pulled up in the mix, I would just delete. I would just pluck out just that one part. And I think I would like this a lot more. Because that is my main gripe with ERRA, is just that guitar that cannot stop. And when it does, the song is great and it's really cool. But it just has too much of that constantly, all the time, consistently throughout the entire thing. It's just overwhelming. It's too much. The bass thing that I brought up is not really, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not a negative. Even if everything else was the way it was, if I took out that guitar, the bass isn't the issue. I was just making a point in that the bass is a little bit boring. But I think the main thing besides that beatly guitar is just that chord-wise, it got a little bit samey throughout the album. There was a lot of that 1-7-6 chord progression throughout it, and a lot of Jesse hitting those high fifth, the fifth note in the scale, like punching those notes, punching those high notes in a lot of the melodies. Now, besides that, it did have some cool moments, but when he went to that, I was like, oh, there he goes again. It's like, it's that kind of thing. And it's that kind of thing that makes ERRA feel like ERRA, because nobody else that I know of really does it this much. But it's also the thing that makes me not like ERRA, because they do this constantly all the time, and it makes all of these songs kind of blend together. Like, I know Skyline is my favorite. I don't remember why, though. I think melodically it had some good stuff going on. Maybe the chords were different. But then the rest of them, like if you played me one of the songs from this album, I couldn't tell you which song it is. Like they all feel like the same. I think with the exception of Skyline, because Skyline is leagues above the rest for some reason. If you played me one of the songs off of this album, I don't think I would be able to tell you which one. And even after listening to a song, I don't think I'd be able to tell you, because it just all feels very the same. But there were a decent amount of things in here that make it not terrible, and it is one of the more listenable ERRA albums. So I'm going to rank this not bad. It's not bad. I don't really like it though. It's more on the negative side, but I wouldn't exactly complain if I was forced to listen to this again. I'm interested in Neon though, because Breach is genuinely a good song, just like Skyline. But I wonder if, just like Skyline, Breach is an outlier where it's leagues above the rest of the album. Because Skyline is leagues above the rest of the other songs on here. If Skyline's like up here, and then my second favorite song, which I think was Sleeper, is like here, and then the other songs are to like the lowest one down here. So it's like, here's the distance between 1 and 2. Here's the distance between 2 and the end, and all the other songs kind of lie in here. Skyline is way better than the rest of the songs on this album. And I'm curious now. I'm going to listen to Neon at some point pretty soon. Not today, but I'm going to listen to Neon to kind of tell if that's kind of the same thing that happens with that, if Breach is an outlier, or if it's actually like the whole album is as good as Breach. So we'll see. But those are my thoughts on this. Let me know what you think. I hope that I've shown that I do not just blindly hate this band. I have evidence and reasons and backing up, and I'm giving you the reasons why I don't like this band. Not just blind hating them, as some people say. I just don't like them. And this is exactly why you get 45 plus minutes of me explaining why I don't like them. Hope that's enough for you. All right. I'm hoping Neon's different. Please, Neon, please be different. Please be different. Please, Neon, please, please, please. I'm begging. Please, Neon, be the album that saves ERRA for me. We'll see. Bye-bye. See you later.